Have you ever struggled with something that maybe got you to the point where you doubted if prayers could be answered? My name is Seth, and I'm the production manager here at RiverLake. I want to thank you for joining us this morning for the Next Voices devotional. This series has been all about how God has spoken to different people through Scripture. And I'm excited to share with you how God spoke to me through Scripture, but I didn't know it at first. So, this world will offer us a lot of trouble, but also a lot of our troubles can be self-inflicted. A lot of our pains, a lot of our doubts can be self-inflicted. And this verse for me came at a time where I was self-inflicting a lot of doubt. And it's John 16:33. It says, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Wow. Jesus has overcome the world. It sounds simple to think about, but when you are experiencing a lot of trouble or self-doubt or doubt that prayers could be answered, it's not so simple to say, I have overcome the world. It's not so simple to remember that. But as I studied a little deeper into this verse, after I run across it, it's really what changed for me is that in this verse, what Jesus is telling us is that He's offered us peace and forgiveness for self-inflicted trouble. He's offered us the knowledge that God has a plan for us, but He's also offered us courage to make a change, to make life change when we have self-inflicted troubles. And that life change for me was prayer. I had to figure out how to give it back to God, give things to God, give things to Him that I was trying to carry on my own. And the understanding that when you give something back to God, it doesn't always happen when you think it should happen. We've heard that before. But that courage that He gives us to make a life change is also something that I had to learn. It doesn't come immediately. That courage felt great the first time you prayed about it. God, I give you whatever my problem is back. But then 3 weeks from then, hey God, I gave you that 3 weeks ago. It's kind of funny, isn't it? How about after a year? After a year of trying to remember the courage. God, I gave this to you a year ago. When is it my time? What plan do you have for me? That's what this verse gave me, was the courage to carry on. Giving a problem back to God instead of soaking in my sorrows every day, thinking, what am I going to do to fix this? No, I gave it back to God. And sometimes giving it back to God is not an immediate reaction, but it happens when it's supposed to happen. So something that helped me through was worship music. So I have a lot of time to drive and a lot of time to think, and a lot of times that's when you are your own worst enemy. So I encourage you that as you are praying through something, turn to worship music too. For me, that it's a big thing, and the song that for me was the most helpful, and it almost speaks this verse word for word, not really word for word, but it means the same thing to me. And it's a song by Matt Maher called "Because He Lives," and a part of that song it says, "Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, every fear is gone. I know He holds my life and my future in His hands. You just got to have the courage to make a change and pray about it.